You are now listening to a new episode of Man, Shut Up. I am Wally World. Check this out. We are now in episode 3. Today's. Alright? Now the first episode, I was just trying to just ease you in. Right? Then the second one, I was trying to give you a feel. So by the third one, I think we like family now. Do you agree? So let me go in and shout out my family. What's going on, bro? What's going on, sis? What's going on, mom? What's going on, pops? What's going on, auntie? What's going on, aunt? What's going on, cuz? What's going on, niece and nephew? Alright? Not my actual nieces and nephews and family members, but I'm talking about this community right here. We like family. So when you be like family, you can just speak and say whatever the hell you need to say. So let me go and get to the topic. The topic of this one is, I hate me a pre-female. Notice how I said that. So let me repeat. Ain't nothing worse than realizing that you are around a pre-female. Oh yeah. This has nothing to do with you, ladies. Again, you can sit back. Hey, this is for the fellas though, the real men. I told you this is a man's man, a podcast. And this is the ultimate real deal. So all the men can relate to me when I say a pre-female. What I mean by that is a before female, but it's in a male form. The messy men. You know what I'm talking about. You know those guys that when you looking through social media, the first person you see when you see a female talking and being toxic and being in drama, he's in the comments saying, spill the tea, sis. The ones that think they know something and ooh, let me go behind your back and I know this. I bet you don't know this. I bet you he didn't tell you this. Them type of females. Those type of pre-females. And it's sad. I mean, just like, even on the same social media platform. Just check their statuses. They sound just like women after 12 o'clock midnight. Who's gonna come check on me? Who's gonna come and sit with me? You know what? Fuck you women. You know what? I love a woman. You know what? I'm just emotionally up and down. Damn, I mean, I'm a Sagittarius, but I'm really a Gemini mixed with... I'm an Aquarian, but I'm mixed with something else. Those type of guys can't never get right. Can't get right. The pre-females. Those. They're even taking some of your poses, ladies, in their pictures. There is no man's man with a picture with his head down like he's looking for keys. The ultimate red flag. You know what? It gives me a migraine. Ugh. Well, there's certain standards when it comes to being a man. There's certain rules that you don't break as a man. There's certain codes you don't break as a man because it's just naturally in your DNA. And if it wasn't naturally in your DNA, your man's men in your life told you the rules, told you the principles. But for these pre-females, they don't know none of that. They the ones arguing back and forth with females. Those are always the same ones that when you're having a big gathering, they got to be the loudest ones because they got to make sure they're seen. Make sure my outfit look good. Yeah, the messy males. And it's a bad feeling when you recognize that you are potentially around a pre-female. It's sickening. Because now you have to make decisions on when to bring that person around. Like, hey man, it could be like a coworker or something, right? It can be like somebody you met through somebody else. It could be somebody you grew up with, or it could just be a family member. It can be anybody that can be a pre-female. And notice I'm gonna keep saying it like that because I don't want the females to get confused. Because you can't be no more of a female than what you were when you came out of the vagina. This pre-female has probably been around too many females in his life, so he didn't never get to grasp the manhood. You know, the sad part about it is these same pre-females is the ones that women gravitate to because they're just like them. Ladies can probably relate a little bit. They probably recognize it down the line when they've been around or had a pre-female. You find yourself arguing over the same old things, bickering, one-upping each other. He gets the attitude to roll over and he probably grabs his shoulders and elbows. He probably went and looks at you and say, I'm mad at you, just so you can get a reaction like, well, what you mad at? Yeah, that female-based shit. And it's sad because we know that ain't nothing but pre-female shit. And real men don't hang around them. They just end up catching them on a humbug. Wait a minute, that's some female shit you on. And there's so many examples of this. The ones that you never really seen them fight males or get into anything with males, but they have a track record of fucking with females, putting their hands on them. Some of these men, from what I've been told to talk about, they over here busting out windows and keying cars, stalking, doing female stuff. I thought that was Jasmine Sullivan. I ain't know that it was a remix by James Sullivan. That pre-female shit. And it's a sad case. They got to be in the mix with everybody. They kin to everybody. That's what women do. To the point that, you know, hey girl, you know, back in the day when like elementary school, like we had a thing. Yeah, that shit. Pre-female shit. That certain men do. And they can't deny it. It's a proven fact. These women are saying it's a proven fact. I'm coming to being the male spokesman and saying, if this is you fellas, tighten up. Your girdle showing. Tighten up. Your slip showing. They're done. They're through with this. And for the real men, we don't fuck with it. We sitting there talking man stuff, and you ain't even I don't watch sports. What do you mean you don't watch sports? Every man watch sports. I didn't say every sport, but you better have a favorite team. You know those guys, those pre-females, the ones that just want to jump in the conversation, men, and say a dude on the team that ain't been on the team in decades. You sitting there with the fellas with your drinks. The pre-females, the ones that drink and smoke and just pass out, just lay out everywhere. Like a club thought. Yeah, pre-female shit. Now you got to help him around everywhere. But anyway, back to the conversation at hand. You in there just talking sports and somebody say, yeah, man, the Eagles look good, man. They still got Donovan McNabb. It automatically puts you in the pre-female conversation because that's what women do when they're trying to sit in the room with their man as he's watching the game. They'll say a player's name out the blue that ain't been playing since you can remember. I like how the way Magic Johnson just passed that ball. What are you talking about, baby? Yeah, their men do it too. Trust me, it might be some of the toughest dudes in your group, fellas, that go home and be that pre-female. And it's a sad thing. Because those people, for some reason, they just find a way to still be alive and moving well. But real men don't fuck with that. Real men don't fuck with that. Because it starts dwindling off now. That same male wants his woman to make sure she buy him something to eat. And buy me some Jordans. And buy me a PS5. I mean, all that shit. Them be the same ones that probably can feel like, hey, I can be a house dad. I'd rather you work and I don't work. I'm telling you, man, probably driving around in your car, ladies, that's the pre-female. of life. Because men independently are independent, strong leaders. We want our own stuff. We want to show to a woman like, hey, I can run this with or without you. I can lead a household. You can't just kick me out of my crib. You can't do that. I got bills in my name. You don't want me to be here? Fine, no problem. I'll go home gracefully. Now again, I'm not knocking every man who stayed with their woman, because if it was a mutual kind of thing here, then guess what? I'm all for you, brother. And you picked the right woman for you where you're comfortable enough to be able to do that. But there's some men that walked in with a black trash bag and didn't have nowhere else to go. The pre-female. And again, a woman will guide him in, because she'll feel bad, her nurturing spirit, to say, oh, I got him. I want to show him I'm a ride or die for him. Ride or die. More times than not, she's going to die before she rides. But hey, I'll let her figure it out. Again, there's something about stability. You want to have a stable situation before you try to take it to other levels. And same thing with the guys. We want to make sure that our men around us, no matter they're associates or they are best friends, are on the same wavelength, the same kahunas. Some of those guys that come in that do all that talking to be like, when a big time stuff pop off, they want to communicate. Hey man, I just want to talk to you like man to man. Nah, that's just pre-female stuff. Now you want to talk all of a sudden. Ain't nobody even say that about you. I'm talking like this because that is exactly how I think it sounds like when you hear stuff like that. Let me know when I'm lying. These be the same ones that literally act like females, all the way down to not even having their own habits. They still want to negotiate. They like to talk a lot. Now they want to explain why they ain't got they got their drink, they ain't got no smoke, they ain't got nothing. But they want to be down. Brandy versus Monica versus. I'm telling you, it happens all the time. I can give you a situation. I know a pre-female who not only was giving bad information and sound like a whole bitch. Yeah, I said it. But they was trying to go behind my back and try to say information. Majority of the time, when that happened in my life and my existence, it's been a female who actually did shit like that. And more times than not, they was women that probably, wanted to get with me, and I probably declined, or just seen my life looking good and, just want to kind of scuff it up a little bit. But that pre-female will do the exact same thing. Sometimes, fellas, it had you fucked up, because as a man, you thinking the whole time it's a woman stirring your shit up and telling your business. And this an actual male that pees standing up just like you on some hoe shit. Yeah, those guys that we normally as men call hoes. We don't know that hoe ass dude. Fraudulent ass dude. You know what I'm saying? You gotta watch them. Because I'm telling you, they have the same traits as a female. I promise you, fellas. You are around a dude. Listen, if you got, let's just hypothetically speaking, because see, we know when we got homeboys or we got associates or we got co-worker friends that we hang with, we know we hang around roughly, we can say, we got about at least 3 aces. We got about, we go about 4 or 5 aces. And then we have a few associates. And then everybody else is kind of scattered off of, we met them through someone else, and et cetera, et cetera. But we normally can say we know at least 10 guys that we can at least be seen with on a regular basis. Right? And in those 10 guys, there are at least 1.5 of them that are pre-female. You probably know who they are in your group. They always emotional. Everything gets to them. You can't joke with them. They distance themselves. They always trying to compete with you. Don't it sound like when you're sitting there sometimes with your lady and your lady talking about her homegirls and how they live and how they move and operate? Ladies, be mindful of that. It doesn't go well. It's not successful. It's not successful. The only people that ends up being around pre-females are desperate women. Desperate women that understand that their life expectancy in the relationship field is at its wit's end.
Or they're ultimately unattractive.
Think of it like they know they're at the Kobe Bryant, rest in peace to my hero, Kobe Bryant's final game. They know after this, it's over. Those are the ones that deal with pre-females because they the only ones that like, you know what, I done gave up. I'm on my 9th life. But the strong women, they recognize and identify that person immediately. And they ignore them. No matter if they've associated with themselves with them before in the past or not. They grow. Or they know of people and they're like, you know what, I can kind of feel that bitch assness coming around because I'm a female. And it's not cute. And I want to say this, fellas, as us being men, because remember, I'm the spokesman, and I see this and I get told this. This is facts. Women sit there and watch the comments, and if you're all up in the comments with the emojis and the eyes trying to get the drama and the tea, and you're always jumping in and always trying to figure out what's going on, she know you ain't got no business with yourself, and it seems like a heifer that she already know that ain't got no business with herself, so she puts 2 and 2 together, and she automatically calls you a clown. Remember what I said. So if you've been in that position where you've been called a clown, she's had you in her mind as a pre-female.
Gotcha, bitch.
I blame their mamas. Now, I can't say that happens to every situation because I came from a single parent household that eventually ended up being a 2-parent household, but my mom is so damn strong and so militant, you ain't had no choice but to shape up and shit right. So that can happen. But then there's other cases where that man can still suck on the titty right now if he had to. Pre-female. They're waiting on the next come up, the next lick. They waiting on the next woman that's got some money that they can take from them, willingly or unwillingly. I've heard that too. Be careful, ladies. Now back to this pre-female. It makes you feel so bad because you can't even, when a woman identifies them, you can't even defend them. Now, as a code, and we all know this, fellas, we gonna defend each other and our group of our dogs to the end. Was he over that girl house? Absolutely not. He was at church. Just like they would do us. Remember, I told you guys, we do the same things that females do, just differently. So I'm not afraid to say that because no woman should be hitting your mans up anyway, asking where her man at. She should already know she ain't getting the proper answer. We cool when I'm around my mans. Don't ask me no questions, just like I wouldn't ask you. And I wouldn't even ask my lady, her friends or anything. I wouldn't even ask them where she is because I already know I'm expecting bullshit. But see, the pre-female will be the one that soon as the lady call, where is he at? I mean, you know, he was around the corner, and then start adding extra shit that don't even need to be added. She just need to know where he is. Now you done told her you was at the store pumping another woman's gas. All to try to get a one up and make them feel superior to you. And we supposed to be a unit. You done broke the code. That's pre-female shit. Not cool, buddy. Not cool. I'm telling you, Gotta watch them. Gotta watch them. And you sitting there, and now they're looking at you, and you like shrugging your shoulders like, damn, I'm in a bad position. I don't even know how to help this man. Because at the end of the day, I do know he do some female shit. Sad times. It's like going to their weight. Because once a woman recognizes that, it's over for him anyway. And she's really let the cat in the bag. But be careful about that, ladies. Let me tell you, ladies, because you will probably get those guys, I think you should do better. I know him, he we cool and all, but I think you should do better. I think you can, give me a call. That's that female shit. Why I say that? Because more times than not, men have gotten that same approach from other women and their friends. More than you think. Not my friends. Yes, your friends. It's happened. That night you don't go to the club and they're the ones that saying they think that you can do better too. So we already recognize that female shit. The one that give you that little side eye. Give you that diamond cousin from Players Club. He ain't nobody. That's kind of the same way he do when he's in your inbox. And you probably done a lot for that man. You probably done served him some drinks. Y'all probably went nights on the town. You probably done bought stuff. You probably done been on trips. You probably been being the man that you're supposed to be. But that man, the only thing he missing is a purse. And again, fellas, I'm saying this before I roll out. More times than not, it's not the females that are telling your business in these streets. You probably have to identify the female that is trying to either sabotage your life or telling your real business that you don't want the world to know. Be mindful. And that's why I say at the end of all podcasts, love yourself, love each other, be mindful, be wise. But as always, peace and love. And before I go, again, I want to say this. If you got any music, if you have a business, if you have a podcast, if you have anything that associates with yourself an event, don't be ashamed to take the information that you see here and hit me up, and I'll make sure that I put this on the end and give you a nice little cameo so people can know what's going on, no matter where you're from. Let me give you your flowers before you out of here. Peace.
Small disclaimer. If you the one that's in your feelings right now as a man, you probably the female we talking about. Alright? If you got anything in the comments you got to say that's disrespectful, you probably are the female that we were talking about in this before. If you got any issues, go to 1-800-BOY fuck you. 1-800-BOY you ain't on my level. 1-800 get your job. 1-800 bring that girl car back. 1-800 stop having all them niggas in her car. 1-800 the gas is getting low. Alright? 1-800 get your mama titty out your mouth. 1-800 girl stop playing with him. Alright? We ain't got time for feelings. We speak truth. Peace and blessings.